Um, okay, so it's the final sacred segments of the year. Thank you all for being here. And I would like to take this opportunity to ask you all a question, and that would be please think about what you would like your intention to be for this session. It could be one word or a sentence, um, and also something that you're grateful for. I'll start, and what I'm grateful for is the possibility of healing. And my intention is to listen and act to my higher guidance and intuition. And I'm going to start that question again to Annalise Stone.
Hi, everyone. I guess my intention is to trust that the universe has my back and that this is how it's supposed to be going right now for me. And the one thing my word for today is going to be gratitude and new beginnings. Wait, new beginnings. I take that back. Here's to new beginnings, the new year, new beginning.
Blessings. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, Romeo, good to have you with us.
Thanks.
For
Good
the
to be
first
here.
time. Yeah. So, your intention and what you're grateful for.
Well, I would say my intention would be to let go of control. And what I'm grateful for, oh my, I'm grateful for everyone. I'm grateful for all the love that I have in my life.
Beautiful, thank you. Anna's curtain.
Hey!
Anna.
Not even my curtain. I wouldn't have chosen plaid. So I'm grateful for the connections that I've been experiencing recently, and all the new connections and new, I don't know, just synchronicities that I've been experiencing. And my intention is to experience stillness during this solstice, during this solstice, to experience some moments of deep stillness and rest, and to go into that space.
Beautiful, thank you, Anna. Sophia.
Well, that's perfect, because that's what the meditation is going to be connecting with. So my intention is guidance for myself and for everyone in the group. And my gratitude is new connections and my family.
Thank you. I love your pendant. That's really gorgeous. Powerful. Maria?
So I am very grateful for everything that I've managed to manifest and all my abundance this year. I feel really held by the universe. And my intentions are to reflect and be present on the end of this year.
Wow, thank you. Greta?
My intention is to be present and receive, and I'm grateful for this space.
Beautiful, thank you. Kheli?
Just realized it was not unmuted. Muted. So my gratitude is for all my animal teachers and the guides that are with me. And the intention is to be a clear channel for healing as well, and clear communication.
Thank you so much. That's lovely. I want at this moment to just remember Bonnie, who can't be with us because she's not well, and to just hold her in our thoughts with healing, and just surround her with love and light. And let's just remember her during this session. And Bonnie, if you don't know, is our near-death experiencer, and also a psychic artist. And every sacred segment she's been teaching us about herbs, as well as doing a channeled piece of art. So let's just send a thought to her for healing. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Sophia. Thank you for being here and for doing this opening meditation for us. Really grateful to have you. Lovely to see you. Over to you.
My absolute pleasure. Can I just ask that everyone mutes, please? And also, I'd just like to check, is everyone in the Northern Hemisphere? Just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. So the meditations I tend to do are just a brief journey into other space and time. And we're going to be connecting with the energies of the solstice in the day that's been coming, in the way that's been coming to me today. And so let's just begin. I'll invite you to get comfy in your chairs. Just, move around a bit, find that place where your spine starts to straighten, where you feel held by your chair, moving and stretching if you need to, and then closing your eyes and taking a nice deep breath. And just releasing any physical tension as you exhale. Another breath. Feeling your mind unwind. And one more deep breath. Exhaling any emotional tension as you become more present in the space that you are in. And as your breathing normalizes, just finding yourself drifting into stillness within the rhythm of your breathing. Becoming aware of how you're being held by the chair beneath you, which is an extension of Mother Earth, our home, who's always held and supported you for your entire existence on this planet. Just breathing in a moment of gratitude. Thank you so much, Earth. And then allowing your attention to flow from your connection to the earth upwards to your crown. Acknowledging our connection with Father Sky. That lightness, that power that connects us to source energy, to all things beyond. Thank you so much for this energy that guides and lights our way. And then bringing your awareness into the center of your being, your heart. the energy center in the breast. Imagining you're breathing in and out of this space. We can acknowledge this as the seat of your higher self, and that part of you that's always aware of the connection with all that is. And today, when the sun stands still in its path along the sky, we invite the energy of the sun into our hearts. Imagining it beaming into your chest, but gently. This is winter sun. A moment of stillness and peace. And as you breathe those sunbeams into your chest, imagine that peace spreading out through every cell of your body. Clearing away any dark spaces. You can imagine each cell vibrating and then coming to a peaceful stillness. As we settle into the longest night of the year, I invite you now to consider how to bring more peace and stillness into your life, honoring that void, that womb-like space from which wisdom and creation can arise. Just breathing and focusing on that for the next 2 minutes, inviting stillness and peace. Asking your heart for any wisdom it may wish to bring you in this space of the peaceful void. And slightly deepening your breath to bring yourself back into your body. You may wish to bring your hands together in a gesture of gratitude for yourself and for all the celestial beings and energies that support you and guide you on your journey. Thanking them for the year that's just passed and for the one that is to come. When you've expressed your gratitude and breathed that in, whenever you feel ready, opening your eyes and coming back into the space, into the here and now, in the present moment. Okay, having a bit of a move around and a stretch, and if you want to make any notes from your message, it might be a good time to do that before anyone speaks.
Thank you so much, Sophia. That was beautiful.
My pleasure, as always.
Please share your website if people want to find out about your work.
Okay, I'll pop it in the chat. It's awakenedpotential.co.uk.
Thank you so much. As always, looking amazing. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I would just like to say, before I ask Greta to lead us into the half past, where we're going to hear from Kheli on animal communication. Are you happy to do that, Greta, next?
Yes, of course. So you wanted me to do a segment that is about 8 minutes.
If that's okay, yes. And I just want to say two things very quickly before you do that. I just noticed as you were doing the meditation, Sophia, that I'm wearing the rune for the sun's power. And of course, I've got the winter sun behind me. So you couldn't write it, but beautiful synchronicity is happening. And so Anna Stone, Romeo, and Anna, you'll be in the third half with your segments. Thank you so much, everyone. So Greta, over to you.
Okay. I don't know why, but when I was thinking about what to work on today for the energy healing segment, I kind of got two options. So I was thinking we could do like a show of hands so you can get what you want. One option was to clear anything that contributes to imposter syndrome. So that's option number one. Option number two is to clear anything that prevents clarity about the year ahead and about your goals and dreams and what you want to manifest for the next year. So option one, imposter syndrome. Option two, clarity about next year. So let's have a show of hands for option number one.
Sorry, could you just explain when you say imposter, what do you mean? So that we understand it a bit better.
Yeah, sure. Imposter syndrome is about doubting that you have something to contribute with, like, who am I to do this? I can't do this. I'm not good enough. What if people find out that I'm just pretending to, be able to do what I do? And it oftentimes blocks us from stepping into our full power, from applying for that job, from, attempting to do this thing. Yeah. So that's it. So I'll do it again. Show of hands for option one, clearing imposter syndrome. Have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a show of hands for clearing anything that prevents clarity about next year. 1, 2, Okay, I guess we're working on imposter syndrome. And let's set the intention that it also provides clarity for next year, because clearing imposter syndrome will probably help you have more courage and clarity. So what I'm going to do is something called emotion code. Emotion code is a energy healing modality that we use to find and release negative trapped emotions. And these emotions can contribute to physical, mental, emotional issues, and clearing them oftentimes helps with these issues. So what I do is I will connect to the energy of the group, and then I'll muscle test to see what emotions to release, and then we'll release them. And I do that by using this list of emotions, and you don't need to see what it is. It's available on discoverhealing.com. You can download this for free. Yeah. I'm just going to go straight to it. If you have any questions about how it works, I can send you to a YouTube video I did about how it works. And that way we'll get more work done than explanation. And that's what we like to do. So does anyone object to me including you in the healing? So can I connect to everyone's energy? Yeah, good. My name is the group. My name is Greta. All right, so do we have a trapped emotion we can release to help us release imposter syndrome? Yes. And the emotion that comes up is creative insecurity. And this emotion is about doubting our ability to create something, whether it's a relationship, a job, a meal, art, whatever it is. Creative insecurity. And I'm just gonna let you have a little moment to recognize whatever comes up for you. And if nothing comes up, it just means that you don't need to know what it is. And then I'm going to use a magnet. I'm going to swipe that 3 times from between my eyebrows to the back of my neck. And you can use your hand if you want and swipe with me, or you can just breathe and relax. So 3 swipes to release this trapped emotion of creative insecurity. Beautiful. Was it released? Yes. Is there another emotion we can release for this? Yes. It's bitterness. The emotion is bitterness. Hello, kitty. My cat usually hangs out with me in the office when I work. I think he's my little healing helper. So let's release this trapped emotion of bitterness from everyone. Good. Is it released? Yes. More? Yes. Anger. Emotion is anger. And usually when I name the emotion, it comes to the surface, and then oftentimes it brings with it a memory, a person, a thought. And the first thing that comes to mind is usually an indicator of what happened when this emotion was created and not processed, and thereby got trapped in the body. So let's release this trapped emotion of anger. Is it released? Yes. More? Yes. Crying. And this is usually when you want to cry, but you don't feel like you can because of the situation you're in, and you kind of push it down and try to keep a straight face. So let's release this trapped emotion of crying. Well done. Released, yes. Abandonment. Let's release this trapped emotion of abandonment. Is it released? Yes. More? Yes. Hatred. So let's release this trapped emotion of hatred. Is it released? Yes. Is there more? No. Anything else to release for this? Anything to release to have clarity going into the new year? Yes. The feeling of unsupported. Unsupported. So let's release this trapped emotion of unsupported. Released, yes. Anything else? Yes. Inherited. Inherited creative insecurity. So we're doing a lot of work right now because it's multi-generational for all of us. Inherited creative insecurity. And they're all here. So if it feels a bit crowded, it's because they're all here and they're excited. All past, present, and future generations. So let's release this trapped emotion of creative insecurity from all past, present, and future generations. And that's 10 swipes when it's inherited. That released from everyone, all past, present, and future generations. Yes. Are we complete? Yes, wonderful. For some reason, Alexis, I felt this last one had to come up, which is why we're now 1 minute over, but I hope that's okay. And
Absolutely.
my website is Coach Greta, GRETHE.com, and I'll put that in the chat as well. And if you want to know more, you can pop in there and find out more.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Greta. I'm loving the hot pink with the G in it. That's cool.
It's my logo. It's my new logo.
I gathered that. Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
And check this out.
Oh, you've even got a barcode. People can scan you.
I know. Scan me to get my details. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing. So just before I hand over to Kheli, I just want to take 1 minute, if I may, please, and just tell you what came up for me about creative insecurity. So as a singer myself, and I'm also a songwriter, I work with lots of different groups. And one of the groups I work with is a gospel group called Soul Sanctuary. I've been singing with them for 13 years. And there's a girl that's been giving me a problem, and she's in charge of clothes and dress code. And I have like real insecurity about my body. And she's always giving me a hard time about, you know, I don't have the right clothes. One time I wore wrong color shoes because I had a broken knee. So I wore comfortable shoes instead of the shoes that I was supposed to wear. And she gave me such a hard time. Yes, 2 days ago we performed and she did a solo and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. She's so talented, this girl. And she's probably the best singer in the choir, but she's mean and she's horrible. And anyway, I went up to her and I said, you know, you need to have your own band, and you need to have people write songs for you. And she said, no, I don't have the insecure, you know, I'm too insecure, you know. And I said, I suffer with sleepless nights because of my insecurity. And she was like, no, I don't believe it, you know. And I said, no, I do. Just get over it. I said, just get over it. And you're depriving the world of a great talent if you don't. And I held her hand and I said, please do it. And it was some kind of healing moment. But when you said creative insecurity, it reminded me of my own fear of owning my artistry. So thank you so much for clearing that. Thank you. Really powerful for me, and I hope for everyone else. Okay, so animal communication. Really grateful to have you here. My old and dear friend, Kheli, Italiano from Sicily. Over to you.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I'm so pleased to see you all. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. So it's a pleasure. I spoke 2 weeks ago and some of you were on it, but I just do a very brief kind of thing of what is animal communication, and then just like Sophia, I'd like to, not Sophia, sorry, Greta, I meant to say, I'd like to jump in. And I just want to say thank you to both of them, because it really was helpful actually to have them come before me. So thank you so much. I always start with a meditation with animal communication, so it was great to have that. So it always works beautifully. And then Greta as well, thank you, you know, for allowing me to kind of let go of certain things that were perhaps in the way. So animal communication, so or interspecies communication or telepathic communication, there's many words for it, but what it really means is the language, the universal language that we all have inherent in us, but we've forgotten to speak it. We've concentrated very much on the written and verbal kind of language, and we forgot to listen to our hearts and to hear from the heart and speak from the heart. So once that kind of mind chatter is gone and we come more into our heart, and that's why meditation is wonderful, or walking in nature, that brings us more grounded to Mother Earth and connected with our heart, then it's just a matter of just practicing and having this bridge with the animals to talk, really, to open up for a clear communication. So that's what it is. Now I can put my website as well, and you can read up a bit more, just to say that the way I work with animal communication is that I do a communication for people, but also what I've noticed is that often the animal is mirroring something for the owner, and so a healing can happen when I work also with the owner, not just with the animal. So that's in a nutshell, really. So somewhere Maria, but I can't see Maria. Is that Maria? Is it a Shy? Is that you, Shy? Okay, you can unmute yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, darling.
Yeah, I'm using somebody else's login, but my name is Maria. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And this is your cat, Felix?
Yeah.
Okay, not your mom's.
No, it's my cat.
It's your cat. Okay, excellent. So I didn't get the age of your cat. I had asked it, but
Oh yeah, he's turning 14, or he's already turned 14.
okay. Why I asked you this with if it's your cat is because I was getting an older person.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you've been the only owner of this cat, of Felix.
Yeah, his name is Felix. I bought him from a pet shop 14 years ago.
Right. Okay, excellent. All right. So Felix first shows me his back, you know, like he's sitting with his back towards me. And, you know, it took a while for me to kind of be able to connect with him. He wasn't very open. At first, I don't know if you recognize this behavior.
Yeah, he's very shy.
Exactly. Then he says, I don't like to speak a lot, especially with humans that I don't know very well. I keep to myself, he said. I take my time to approach. So I asked him, you know, why don't you trust people? And he said, I observe a lot and I keep to myself. So in a way, by not by keeping to myself, I get less involved and not so hurt. He says that there's been a lot of movement in this family. I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have watched a coming and going. No one tells me and gives me a real attention or respect to let me know where my human family is at times.
Ah, okay.
Mostly they think I'm just a cat. He's not talking of you though. But I have watched a lot during these years. Maria has had to accept situations she has not been very happy with. Is that right?
Yeah.
she has had to agree with situation that she has not wanted to agree with. Just like me, she has not been understood at all by the family, and yet she tries so hard to hold the family together.
Yeah.
She's very loving and respectful, but this is not met, he says. It's not been met. So she also feels lonely at times and sad. I feel upset about this, so I have learned not to trust, to stay back, and to be a little aloof, and not show my feelings, but inside I feel upset and at times also angry that I cannot change anything. So the message, you wanted to know the message that he brings is, I bring the message to the family of the importance of love and respect. Then you ask, what could you do to make him more happy? He says, to talk to each other and clear the misunderstandings and the lack of clear communication, then we all can be happy.
Okay.
I love them all. I just cannot watch this pain going on for longer. Maria is very hurt. I know I have some, and then he says that I know I have sometimes been reactive when someone wanted to stroke me. Don't know, does he sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yes.
We
So,
think it's being playful, but makes sense.
No. He says, I didn't mean to, but the energy in the home is so intense for me at times. So that's what he said. And I must say I had tears as well, because I was feeling his pain as well. So I'm just wondering if you would be open to kind of openly on Zoom now to kind of do a little journey with me with what it is to bring this healing in you so that he can come into rest.
Yeah. So the past 3 or 4 years, we've had a lot of change. I left my partner, and I think that's what he's talking about,
Yes,
in the sense of lots of coming and goings. But I think he might be talking more about previously, because that relationship was never healthy. But now there's more peace brought into the house. And I've worked really hard with my children and my new partner, and even with myself, to try and bring peace to the house. So I think that's what we're doing currently.
Okay.
And the situation at home has changed a lot more.
Wonderful.
So I feel like, yeah, it's improving. It's not
there is still something in you that he's picking up, because otherwise there would not be a reason for him to say this. There's something still in you that is of resentment or something like this. There's some resentment towards this previous partner that was not.
It's
anger or something that he is.
Yeah, it's towards a family member more than partner. Family also have been erratic. So I think that's what he's talking about. And it is something that I'm working on. In terms of communication, we've worked a lot on that as well. But I feel like my daughter, he's here now, my daughter also feels like we need to, talk more and understand each other a little bit better. I have an adolescent who's the same age as Felix.
Yes.
He's 14, and then
Yes.
my daughter is 8. So I have 2 children that are
Maria
going through things.
Yes. Okay, but I'm sorry, I'm going to be like a thing like this. I just feel that Felix, yes, look at you, sweetheart. Hello, my love. Hello. He's still feeling that there is this resentment that is holding on. It's an old energy, and it can just go. And that is still hanging in there.
Okay.
I don't know where you would feel it in your body now. Where would it be, if you could say?
Probably my head.
In your head?
Yeah. Like
All
this
in your
area.
head? there one central point in your head?
Yeah,
Could you point it?
like here.
Right there, okay. So just perhaps closing your eyes a moment and just connecting to that point. And allow yourself to just enter into that point. Perhaps there is a color or there is a quality there. You know, with that resentment, is there a color?
Yeah, I'd say maybe red.
It's red, okay. So if you allow yourself to go right to the center of this red color, just there where this resentment is. And I'm just wondering if you could just allow the resentment just to speak, just to say the words, because sometimes when we just say it, it can just be released. Just see the moment, what words that are there. It can be ever so short, you know. And you are safe. You're in a held space.
I think it's just from being misunderstood.
Yes, but what are the words and to whom would you need to say it?
Oh, I'm feeling resentment for creating confusion and not feeling very understood. And I feel like it's both ways as well.
Find the words. It's very simple. It's something like, I don't like you, I don't like you, you know, or this is something very short. Like it's like what you would have needed to say in that moment and you didn't say, that is trapped there.
I know you didn't mean it.
There's something stronger. It's more like, you know, something like piss off or something. I know we're on Zoom, but you know, something very like that, you know, it can just go, you know.
Yeah, maybe hate then. I hate you.
Okay, so can you try now without smiling and say to him, okay, just be 100% with me, then it can just go, because I know Alexis hasn't got all that time to
Yeah,
wait.
sorry. Okay, so it's towards my brother and I hate him. I hate you, Yusuf.
You say it really a bit more with a bit more firmness. Just bring all your emotions there.
I hate you, Yusuf.
Can he hear you?
Hmm?
Can he hear you?
I think he knows. Yeah.
No, can he hear you? You have him in front of you. Can he hear you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And how does it feel in the head now?
Relief. It's not so sharp.
Not so sharp, but it's still a bit there.
Possibly.
Yeah. So I want you to kind of try again, maybe with a body movement. You know, I hate you. You know, it's just a very short thing. Give me 200%, please, of yourself.
I hate you. I hate you, Yusuf.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Now it's right. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels better. I don't think I've said it out loud.
You've never said it out loud. That's right. So it was trapped there. Yes. Yes. So if you look at him, how does he respond to that?
Hurt.
He's hurt, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just bringing you a moment now around a campfire where you can just have the presence of loving beings, of your spiritual guides, both of yours, and the campfire, and you just speak. Perhaps you say, "I hate you" and "I love you," because I guess it's both, isn't it? Because there is a lot of hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you and I love you.
Yeah. Is that the truth?
Yeah.
Check it. Yes, that's it. And how is that for him now?
I guess somewhat reassuring.
Say that
Like
again.
peace. It's
peace.
indifference.
Yes. Indifference or peace?
Peace. Like
Peace.
settled.
Okay. Acceptance. Okay. Right. So does this piece have a color?
It's like white.
White. Okay. So just allow this white to wash your head and wash all your body. And just wash off anything, if there is anything more remaining or something. And just allow peace to come in now in this space that you created. Okay, so how is it now?
Much better. Thank you.
How is Felix? Have a look at him, because before he was staring at the camera right in front of me. I don't know if anyone saw it. It was quite interesting.
He's calm. He's sat down.
Yeah.
He's on my lap.
Yeah. You'll start seeing him more relaxed.
Yeah.
Very good. So thank you so much for being a wonderful model, and
Thank
opening up
you.
yourself and trusting everybody. And thank you for holding the space, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't take too much time, Alexis. Sorry.
No, absolutely not. Thank you so much for Maria, for your bravery and courage in doing that, because I know that when other people are present, it's hard, and we're all holding you in love. And I wish I had said that before, but just know that you're held in love always. And Kheli, thank you so much for that. That was beautiful to witness and very humbling. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis.
Does anybody have any questions about animal communication or telepathy, or anything related to that field for Kheli? Okay, no worries. If you would like to share your website, please, in the chat, that would be amazing. I just want to talk briefly about a healing that Kheli did for me a long time ago using color puncture, which is kind of like this laser color pen. And Kheli took me all the way back to another life where we were together, actually, in World War, in the war during Hitler's times, and we were being used as experiments by the Nazis, and my legs were burnt. It was quite amazing, to be regressed to all of that time. But I was being used as sort of experiment, and I died in that time. It was very profound. Thank you. I just want to take up another 30 seconds by reading this Archangel Ariel information, and it says Archangel Ariel is well known as the Lioness of God, as this is the direct translation of the name Ariel, or Ariel in Hebrew. But there's more to Ariel, who is a powerful archangel of abundance, happiness, and nature, and closely works with animals and the realms of nature, and helps those whose missions are aligned with helping animals and the environment. So all the times that you want to connect with nature, with abundance, with healing for the animal kingdom, you can ask Archangel Ariel to assist you in that healing. Which is good to know, right? That we have these angelic helpers, and all we need to do is ask, and then they come to our aid. But the law is, as you probably already know, that they can only intervene when we give them permission. So you have to actually ask before they can help. I want to ask you, Anna Stone and Anna Pavlakis and I'm sorry, Romeo. Who would like to go first, second, and third? Do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference. I mean, I can be last or I can be now. It's up to you guys.
I
Okay.
have a client at 12:30. That's all.
I'm
Okay.
just going to do a solstice little ritual thing for us. So you decide when that would be best.
Okay, so Anna Stone, would you like to go first?
Sure. How long? I just want to make sure I don't go over.
Where are we now? So we've still got 33 minutes of this session left. So between 7 and 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll be way less than that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to talk about trauma initiation and the wounded healer. So I'm sure that most of you, if not everyone on this panel, is aware of the definition of trauma, right? But in case I made up my own for this research paper that I did, which I wanted to kind of go over with you guys, because I've taken spiritual approach to it, so we can, not just the clinical psychological approach, but also the metaphysical. So trauma is any encounter, acute or prolonged, that overwhelms the capacity of the psyche to process the experience. In these times, what confronts us is too intense to hold, integrate, or comprehend. The emotional charge that arises saturates our capacity to make sense of the experience, and we become overwhelmed and alone. It is important to understand that in the traditional initiation process involving tribal elder, and the proper holding space for support is meant to radically reshape our sense of self. It is meant to break us open to the widest possible experience and identity. In other words, it's designed to bring about the death of the current sense of self. The purposeful trauma enables one to be initiated and to receive an understanding of the spiritual and ancestral realms. The initiate then emerges as their transformed self and returns back to the village. And once this ritual is over, there is no turning back and no way to resume the life once had prior to this initiation. However, in Western culture, we never did have this structure, and we have rough initiations instead. These, unlike the traditional counterpart, lack a plan, lack guidance, and lack the community capable of supporting us during these times. Rough initiations are always traumatic, and with the absence of this adequate holding environment, it breaks us down far more than it would otherwise. So it confirms our lack of welcome and belonging, reinforcing our isolation and exile when we go through it. As we get older and time goes by, we have a different viewpoint of it, and now we can look at it as the things that it taught us instead, and changing the narrative from it being happening to us to happening later, of course, later for us, what did we learn from it? What did we taken from it? How did we become stronger? What lessons have we taken? How can we see it in other people? How can we help others now that we've experienced these things? I think are all part of this healing path. And as we go into the new year, because today is solstice, right? As we go into the new year, I would just encourage everyone to take anything that's happened in this past year that has been of a rough initiation type event and try to find that silver lining. Take with you what you can share with others, what you've learned that's positive, and then leave the rest behind. Let it go, burn it, write it down on paper, burn it tonight, let it go into the ether and let it fall back into the earth. And clean your slate as we go into the new year. Okay. And that was all for me.
Wow, that almost brought me to tears. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, the tears, if they're coming, which they are healing. So thank you. Can I just make sure that I've understood what you just said? So are you saying that trauma is an initiation? Right.
So we can look at it that's one. So I think a lot of the times that it's really hard to digest a lot of things that happens to us, in the course of our life, especially when we're younger. So one way to make it more digestible so that we can process it more effectively and efficiently with less negative outcome is to look at it as an initiation. Like why, they're horrible. We can't change it, right? We cannot go back and undo it. So all we can do is accept it for, that it happened. And how do we change the narrative from being this bad? I mean, of course it was bad, right? Like we can't get past that, but how we look at it, how it changed us, like you can't go back, right? We can never go back to how it was prior. So all we can do is take the positive that does come from it eventually at some point. I mean, not right away, of course, but, later on down the road, like now, I mean, with my students, I see it immediately in my students. I can tell immediately who has a broken home, who has problems. It's just like writing on the wall for me. But if I didn't have that, if I didn't have my own experience, I would never see that probably. So then I can help those people, right? So I think it's like that was my initiation, to be able to be witness to other people's trauma and help them go through the process of healing.
That's real alchemy, I think, if you can take a negative, painful experience and realize that there's, growth in it and healing and change. It gives it value and meaning and purpose and power. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you just explain what it is that you do and also your website?
Right. So I'm a graduate student. I'm getting my PhD in psychology, or in transpersonal psychology and consciousness studies, like a whole thing. And I work with people doing shadow work using tarot, and the stuff I've been given from all the trauma I've gone through. I use those gifts as a way to help other people figure out how they can, what they need to do to heal. So I basically do coaching, shadow work, counseling, and I'm a graduate student. That's what I do. And a mom. That's what I do. Oh, and I teach psychology at the college level. That's not very important.
Awesome. And your website is, if you have one?
astonetarot.com. I'll put it in.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you so much for being here. That was powerful. Thank you. All right. I need to have a deep breath after that. Okay. Anna Pavlakis, would you be okay going next?
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels right.
Okay. First, Anna, thank you so much. That resonated so much with me. I loved what you said. I really did, and it's so powerful but as Alexis was saying, that is true alchemy. And that's where our superpowers lie, in our ability to be able to transform such pain and suffering into something that we can use in a positive way. And it's so connected with today's solstice energies. I love like how all of it comes together. So I just wanted to do because it is the solstice and because I'm a shaman, it's very important to me to mark this day with some sort of a ritual and meditation. So I have with me some yellow calcite and some amber. These are all like stones that, you know, connect to the sun, and azeztulite, which connects to the great central sun. And I also have a candle. It's a tea light that I anointed with pine oil. Pine trees, you know, it's so much of the season, but it's also my particular tree. It's like my spirit tree. And if you happen to have a candle lying around nearby, feel free to take it out. I'll give you a second to do that. And if you have like a lighter or matches or something. Thing is, I don't have a table, so I'm like, I have to be careful with what I do here, so I don't like light the room on fire. How much time do I have, Alexis?
You have 7-8 minutes.
Okay.
If you need a couple more, then that's good too.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to invite everyone to close their eyes and get comfortable and find your center. And I, of course, apologize for my internet connection. It is terrible. It's just what it is. It's just always like this. So find your center. Going in, focusing at the heart. Feeling into your root chakra, your first chakra, and its connection with our Mother Earth. Feeling the cord grounding you down into Mother Earth. And bringing your awareness to your crown chakra. Feeling your connection to spirit, to source. And we're going to allow a column of light from source to come down through all the universes and galaxies in our solar system, and to land at the top of our heads, rotating clockwise, clearing out the crown, moving down into the third eye, rotating clockwise, clearing out our third eyes, continuing to rotate down into the throat as it clears that out. Continuing to rotate down to the heart, into the solar plexus, the sacrum, the root, and then down back into Mother Earth. Feeling our connection to source, feeling our connection to the earth, and feeling our center. And from this point, getting very, very still. Allowing ourselves to just be still. and neutral. The energy of source is 0-point neutrality. So there is no good or bad. It just is what is. So from this point, I invite you to see this past year, from the last winter solstice a year ago until today. Just allow yourself to explore that from a point of neutrality. Just observe it. The things that made you feel really good, challenges, moving through the months. And as you move through the months, reflecting on the past year, from this point of neutrality, seeing the things that ended, the things you had to let go of, the things that were painful, the things that maybe brought you to your knees, that made you cry, things that made you angry. Thinking about, we're observing, we're not thinking, how this helped you to move forward in some way, or what you learned from it, how it made you stronger, how it propelled you forward into a new way of being. And also all the wonderful things that have happened over the past year, the successes, joyful moments with partners and friends and family, beautiful moments in nature, moments of self-love, moments of feeling euphoria or just peace. And giving thanks for all of these things, even all the things that made you feel uncomfortable or were painful. Thank them from this space of neutrality. Thank them. Thank all the people who were difficult in your life. Thank all the people who were helpful. All these things of the past year have brought you to this moment. And thank yourself for having the strength and the courage to go on, to wake up every day, to do your best. Because it takes a lot of courage to be here on this planet in a 3D body. So you deserve to give yourself a pat on the back. And now take a moment and think about what you would like to bring in the following year, in the next cycle, until the next winter solstice. What goals, dreams, desires, what beautiful things are you creating? and see yourself happily doing these things, receiving these things, feeling accomplished. How do you feel? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel accomplished? And now we tune into the energy of the sun, which nourishes all these things we would like to grow. And we thank it. We thank the sun. We welcome the sun back. As tonight it metaphorically dies and is reborn. We ask the sun to bless us as we go forward into the new year. Oh, great sun, bless us. Bless us all. Give us the strength, the courage, the joy, the resources, synchronicities. Nourish us, nourish our innermost soul whispers, our inner truth, so that we may go forward from a space of deep inner truth, living our lives aligned with our soul's purpose. We thank you, O Sun. And if you have a candle, you can take it out now. Oh, great Sun, we welcome you back. We thank you for your nourishment. We thank you for all that you bless us with. And as I gaze upon the light of this flame, I'm sending it to you, to all of us, to all of our dreams and goals, intentions for the new year. May you be nourished with this warmth and life and energy. May it bring you all that you desire in the next year, because you deserve it. And so it is. So be it. Happy solstice.
Thank you, Anna. It feels appropriate to say this. In the Norse Book of Runes, there's a prayer known as the Gayatri, and they talk about it being written over the temple at Delphi. And different to the Gayatri mantra. And these are the words. You who are the source of all light in this world, whose rays illuminate the earth, enlighten also our hearts and minds, so that we too can do your work.
That's beautiful. Love that.
You inspired it. Thank you so much for that beautiful meditation.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, there's interesting synchronicity in meeting Romeo. We both share the same birthday, and we're both singers, and we both have a deep interest in parapsychology. Romeo is a graduate of parapsychology, right? And also studied vocals, and you've worked for the government as a healer and psychic, which I'm not allowed to talk about, so I won't say anything else on the matter. But yeah, really great to have you with us this evening, and please, over to you. Just please introduce yourself and tell us about you.
All right. Oh, thank you, Alexis. Well, I want to start off by saying that it's been wonderful being here with you guys, and just you guys allowing me to and sharing this, what you've done, and being part of it. It's really great. I'm still a bit charged energetically because of all of this. But yeah, so Alexis has invited me to come and speak to you guys a little bit. He was mostly interested in my PhD in parapsychology. Yes, I did as well, a bachelor in clinical psychology and master's in environmental psychology. So it all led up to the parapsychology. But the fact of the matter is that all my life I've always been involved in this sort of things, and I was actually resisting it for a very long time, and until I came to the conclusion that I really needed to just dive into it. And so at the age of 27, I actively started, working in this field, and I like to say reminding others of who they are. Alexis also asked me to talk a little bit about the law of attraction and how that relates to parapsychology. So having in mind that I'm talking to these people that they know what they're talking about, and you guys all have your methodologies. I'm thinking that one of the things that I should probably speak of is really authenticity. And this is something that I go with my students, with patients, and I work with a lot of healers, and I've had patients of mine that also became healers and therapists. And what I mean with authenticity is really understanding that we can have a lot of references from other people and from books and from DVDs and TikTok and YouTube and whatnot, but I often find that a lot of students of mine that are becoming therapists, they do have this imposter syndrome, or they do find themselves stuck. And I simply need to remind them that what they are observing are another person's experience, and that the universe speaks to them very personally and very it speaks the right language for them to understand, and they just need to listen. Now, this is the hard part, and I think that a lot of you guys know this. It's really about the calming of the mind and going into your subconscious and just aligning yourself with the universe. The same thing applies with the law of attraction, and again, it's about authenticity, because it's not really attracting what you want, but attracting what you are. And more than what you think of, it's more what you feel. And there's nothing in this world that feels better than being yourself and being your true self. Now, one thing I would say, working with clairvoyants, mediums, channelers, is they are their best, although we're always learning, when they are more authentic and when they believe in themselves. And if we take a minute to take a step back and realize that the more we're ourselves, the more we are divine, and the more we are connected to everyone and to all of us. I often like to use the internet as an analogy for God, because I say it's a great network, and we just need to remind ourselves that we were on once all together and all part of the same network, and then we just come here for this experience. And so again, um, with the work that I do, is very much about being humble and being very truthful. And I often see this, unfortunately, people that really want to help, and they're very interested and very curious about this world, and diving into it, and they often are a sort of copy paste of something that they read, or it's something that they've observed, and it's really not their path, and they're truly not that happy, and they can never reach their goals, because they're trying to emulate something that is not really for them. And so yes, I guess I just wanted to remind us, and you guys, my brothers and sisters, that it's really about looking inside of ourselves, and listening to the universe, as it speaks to us, and it has the most accurate, most personalized way of talking to you. It talks to you every day, and the same goes back. I mean, for the law of attraction, for doing your work, you just need to, again, speak to it. I could go on for hours about this, because I've had lots of opportunities already to work with a lot of people in so many different fields, and but I'll stop for now. It's good to be simple, and probably I don't have any more time. So I don't know if you guys have any questions, or specific questions, or
Does anybody have any questions? I have an observation. Thank you for speaking so eloquently and poignantly, and reminding us about being authentic and connected. It's so powerful to remember that. You reminded me of something that happened to me after my grandma died, who I was very close to. A song came on the radio, and just before I tell you about that, I want to tell you that when I first met my partner, we started talking about how billboards and songs give you signs from the universe.
Yes.
And with certain people, you talk about this subject, and they think you're crazy, but obviously not our type of people, because we understand, right, that there are synchronicities, and you can listen to somebody's conversation in the street that you're passing, and they may say something that is exactly what you need to hear in that moment, right?
Yes. And yeah, the universe does speak to you always, not to everyone, because there's so many different rules, and I know some of them, but I don't know them all, obviously. But there are people that simply don't sense anything at all, and they're supposed to not to sense anything at all, and they work a little bit like isolators. They prevent a short circuit. It's good to have skepticism around us. It's good to have people that will remind us of certain things as well. So some people really cannot sense anything, and it's legitimate. So sometimes it's fruitless to be just having this discussion with people that one believes and the other one doesn't. It's all about awareness. It's all about what you perceive, right? But yes, I have people that will see, will hear messages and songs. I have people. I've heard it all. And license plates, looking at the time. I mean, there's so many different ways the universe talks to you. So yeah, I just a little small example. Today I had one of my students come to me, and she started recently healing, and she was telling me about, yes, you know, I still don't feel like a true healer. Like I still have these doubts and these fears. And, you know, after me trying to calm her fears and you know, try to give her another view of things, I actually ended up just saying to her, when you're healing someone and when you're meditating and you're connecting to your entities and you're connecting to God, you have all these messages telling you that you're on the right path, right? And you're very, you have this belief very much in the universe and in the higher power, more than you have in yourself and in your abilities or your capacity to heal, right? And she said, yes, I truly believe in God. I'm really into it. And I was telling her, so why do you think that when you are, let's say, in your day-to-day disconnected, and you're thinking with your terrestrial brain and your analytical brain that is programmed to give you this sabotage and to create problems, do you really think that your puny little brain is more intelligent than this divine infinite intelligence that you are connecting to, that is telling you that you're following your path and your destiny? And all of a sudden she was like, oh yeah, you're right, it's a bit contradictory. So believe in that. Believe in that message. You know, you are doing the right thing, and this is your responsibility is to be there and to take action. The healing, what you pass on, what you channel, that's up to God. Leave it up to the entities, leave it up to them, because they know better than us. Your job is just to be there. And yeah, this happened today, and again, it's very much this conflict that we have always with, you know, our reason. And
Yes, we need to go beyond logic, right? Beyond the reasoning mind,
yes,
to enter into the realm of the all, the all.
yes, we let, when people often talk about egos and they often talk about like the terrestrial thoughts, it's very much this. We let go of this, and but I'm sure that I'm saying this here and I'm just using different terminology, and other people here know what I'm talking about. It's very important to just my message to you guys was just that we don't need to be afraid sometimes of just being present and just listening, and things have a way to align themselves. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you, Romeo. That was a really poignant reminder. So we've gone a little bit over time, and I hope that's okay with everyone. I'm going to close this session with asking you all to think of a power word that you want to take into the rest of this year and begin the new year with. And I also want to welcome Jan or Jan Pedis, who joined us during the session. If you want to unmute and say hello and turn your camera on, please do. There's no obligation to, but if you would like to, please do so. And the question is, hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Much better now, thank you.
Good. Good to have you with us.
I'm glad. Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you all a question, and you included. Feel free to pass or respond. So this is the question: what is your power word that you would like to take into the rest of this year and new year? And my word is resilience. So I'm going to turn that into an affirmation. I am strong, powerful, and resilient. Romeo, what's your word?
Not to copy you, me talking about being authentic, but resilience was the one thing I thought of as well as soon as you said that we should think of something. So again, synchronicity.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you. Anna?
All right. There's only one now.
There's only one Anna now.
I was like, which one? Oh, I have to pick one word.
Yeah.
Expansion.
Expansion. Romeo, can I ask you please to put your website in the chat if you have one?
Yes, I did. I did already.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Expansion. So, okay, here's your affirmation. I am centered and ever expanding.
Okay.
In consciousness. In consciousness. I am centered and ever expanding in consciousness.
All right.
Thank you, Anna. Maria?
I think mine will be present.
Thank you. I am present, aware, and fully committed to my path. I'm present, aware, and fully committed to my path. Whatever that may be, right?
Thank you.
Thank you for today. Greta?
Authentic.
Love it. I'm authentic always. Is your effort.
Thank you.
Thank you again for today. Kheli.
Empowerment.
Wow. I step into empowerment and I'm free.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Jan, is it Jan or Jan? Just want to make sure. With
Jan.
a J, Jan.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, because I know a Jan spelled the same way, so I had to clarify. Thank you, Jan. Okay, what's your word?
There are many of both of us.
We are one. What's your word?
Blooming.
Wow. Wow. My heart opens like a flower and I'm blooming.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. What an amazing session. How blessed are we to know so many incredible people. Wow. That was gorgeous. Thank you so much, everyone. And I just want to close this session by wishing you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope to see you and continue Sacred Segments into the new year. I'm so grateful for all of you and for your contribution this evening and for those that have contributed to other Sacred Segments. Love you all. And just thank you. I'm so grateful to have you all in my life. And have a beautiful rest of your evening. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Alexis, for holding.
Big love.
Love
Bye.
you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.